Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Rebels Grand National Series at the Old Faithful North Wilkesboro Speedway in an iRacing recreation of what it was like back in the 80s. We're going to be running it tonight in the Xfinity cars in the Grand National Series that has seen a lot of action this season. And tonight should be a lot of fun. We've got a smaller field, so we're looking to maybe see some long green flag runs, see who can maybe save tire and figure this place out. But looking forward to it, of course. North Wilkesboro Speedway is in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, opened in 1947. With the added seating, they can get up to 25,000 people, a little bit smaller on the venue side of it. But very cool to see iRacing sort of help Dale Earnhardt Jr. spearhead a return to this legendary speedway. Back when in the early 2000s when they were putting up 150,000 people at Talladega and other tracks, North Wilkesboro just didn't fit the bill. But as popularity has gone down and seating capacities have kind of settled around the 50, 60,000 mark, North Wilkesboro for an all-star race starting to make a whole lot of sense. So tonight going to be a lot of fun. The best thing about our racing is we can race these tracks no matter how many seats they got and how many cars we put on the track either. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Got about 25 seconds left here in qualifying. Got some normal folks up near the top. And you'll see right here, Kieran Church, your points leader, is currently holding the provisional pole. We'll actually pull up the standings while we're waiting and see where everybody's at. Kieran Church with a massive lead with those 4 wins, won 4 in a row. Just a fantastic season from him, looking to continue that trend. And you can see the points right there as we're getting ready to get into the Jeff Junior Art starting lineup to give out the Chuck Pegleg Pole Award winner. Kieran Church takes the top spot. So he is your Chuck Pegleg Pole Award winner. So congratulations to Kieran Church. Steve McDonald with a fantastic qualifying effort. He is somebody that has really stepped up his game in the last 3-4 months and starting outside the front row. Starting in row number 2 is Brett Bieber, a winner. And Daniel Cunningham with that number 29. Reese's, I don't know if this is exactly right. I don't know if the paint schemes are updated. It looks different than what they were going to run, but maybe I just don't know. But hey, good looking scheme. You see Brett Bieber with the Burger King scheme. Love it. Travis Bieber in the 114 and Brandon Wallace in the Diet Mountain Dew scheme right beside him in 5th and 6th. 7th and 8th, you've got Matt Knights and Gavin Otarski. Gavin in the throwback Dale Earnhardt scheme. If you don't notice that or recognize that one, might as well just go ahead and close this window out and go watch Fortnite or something. Christopher Reese and Lucas Lyons. Either way, they bring up the field. 10 drivers here tonight looking to get this thing rolling, and we are already getting ready to get this thing going. That's your Jeff By Junior Art starting grid. We've got 100 laps here tonight to settle this thing. Kieran Church going to look to take a even more commanding points lead and try to get his 5th win on the season. Just been a dominant season for him. I'm hoping somebody can step up. Steve McDonald would like to see him do it. We've seen Brett Bieber get a win, but not as consistent. And somebody I would really like to see take control of this series is Daniel Cunningham. I know he's got plenty of speed, a teammate of mine in different series, and I know he's got plenty of talent. Just don't know if maybe the Xfinity car is not his forte, but really surprised to see him without some wins here this season. But green flag is out, though, for Kieran Church as he gets a nice start as we got 100 laps here at North Wilkesboro. A little bit of talk about the race analysis as we watch. They go through turns 1 and 2. Kieran Church gets away without much issue, and now it's Steve McDonald and Brett Bieber side by side, you can definitely see the bottom is where you want to be as they complete lap number 1. Race analysis for tonight. Xfinity cards, you got 100 laps, 60% fuel with 3 tire sets, and be on the lookout for some throwback schemes. See, Christopher Reese a little bit slow on the track. I think he got a little bit loose. If we check out his replay right here, yeah, just gets a little bit loose into the corner. Able to save it, though. Fantastic job. So he is still out on the track. But a little loose here early on cold tires. Go on board with Brett Bieber as caution is out. Caution's out. Looks like Matt Knights has gone around. See if we can go back and see what happened to him real quick. Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. Goes down the corner. Same thing that happened to to Chris Reese. And almost saves it. And actually wrecks it down into pit road. So able to get it back going, though, hopefully with no penalty. But that brings out the first caution of the night. Your Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. So under caution. Try to get the laps up there. That way it looks a little bit better. And then, yeah. Let's get some different stuff on here. I like the gap, but also I like to have the manufacturer logo. That looks pretty good. Matt Knights, no damage, able to stay out on the track, saved it for the most part. So both incidents already have just been single car spins. Kieran Church still with the lead. Hopefully get this thing back green pretty quickly. That way we can talk about some racing. It's always tough whenever you have a smaller field like 10 cars and you have a bunch of cautions. You just really run out of things to talk about. But the lights are out on the pace car, and we can get back to some racing action. Pace car pulls off the track. Green flag for Kieran Church, who gets a nice little jump, but you see during the shift actually maybe spun the tires just a little bit. That allows the Beaver boys to be a little bit closer, but they got nice battles going on here. Got some folks able to work that top side. You're able to get massive runs off the corner. Just don't know if the track is really suited for that. Travis doing a great job here on the outside of Steve McDonald. Just not sure how he can hold him off, and man, he does. What a great run through there. So Travis Beaver making it look good here on the outside. It seems like that corner right there, turns 3 and 4. The top side not very good, but here Travis is really able to keep the RPMs up. And you see down this whole straightaway here, as it looks like Chris Reese again in the grass getting loose. Oh, Travis Beaver has gone around and into the wall. Let's go check that out. Got another caution. Goes down to the corner. Maybe a bad, sort of a bad thing, you know, a consequence of running that high line. The tire's getting really, really heated, and he just goes around. So early problems for some guys. This track is not easy. It definitely seems like the card's really loose on early, you know, the early part of the run with cold tires as Bieber misses his pit stop. But yeah, looks like a little sketchy here on cold tires, and really need to get some laps on these things to tighten them up. Get a little racy so far. We just haven't had enough laps to do anything. I mean, 4 car spins already, 2 cautions in a 100-lap race with 10 guys. I mean, that's a pretty good sign that the car is just extremely loose. Most likely, what they're doing is going down the corner, using that brake, and the back end just trying to come around. Looks really loose on entry, as that's really caught most everybody here early on. But you got to settle down. Everybody's trying to get those positions, but you got 100 laps. That's a long time. Settle down. Let the tires heat up, get to their optimal temperature, and then start trying to pick them off one by one. But interesting. Travis was making some good time up on the high side, but wonder if that didn't get his tires a little overheated. The top side always really tough on tires, so maybe something to think about. All right, doubled up. Lap 14 of 100. Second caution. Be your third restart. Kieran Church still with the lead. Brett Bieber outside of the front row. You got Steve McDonald and Gavin Otarski, last week's winner, in 4th position. And green flag is out. Oh, man, Lucas Lyons a little bit loose there, able to keep it going. Spud his tires on the restart, but almost 3 wide here in the back. He's able to hang on to it, but up front, Kieran with another good jump, but not getting out to a massive lead by any means. Going board with Gavin Otarski, last week's winner, doing a fantastic job in 3rd place. Gavin's weird. You know, some tracks his dirt racing, and this right here, short track, and he looks really good. Then you go some tracks and just need some more experience, maybe on the bigger tracks. But man, you put him on one of these short tracks or dirt, man, he looked like a dang pro out there. So he is trying to take advantage of any opportunity he can get to get some good finishes. I mean, getting the win last week was a big deal. And honestly, looking really good as he gets a little bit loose off the corner. But so far, so good for Gavin. In the back, checking in on Travis Bieber, who was running up near the front. Currently battling with Lucas in the number 25 machine. This is for 8th place. Gets to the inside, and he does take that position away, so move Travis up to the 8th position. Be watching him as he tries to work his way through the field, as he's going to look down to the inside of Chris Reese. Reese got a little bit tight off of that corner, it looked like maybe, and was a little bit slow down the straightaway. That allowed Travis to get to the inside. North Wilkesboro, one you got to be a little bit patient on. You got to take your time. It takes a long time. You don't want to push the gas too hard, get loose off the corner. You want to keep the rears under you, pretty much any short track. So it takes a little bit of patience. You can see Christopher Reese making it very difficult on Travis. Travis looks like he's a little bit faster, just not able to clear him. Took about 3-4 laps, but now is able to make that pass. So move Travis up to 7th. As a go check up front. Still Kieran Church, but Brett Bieber not allowing him to get away. Those two have started to pull away from Gavin Otarski, as now Stephen McDonald is now trying to run down Gavin. He's there. Now he's just got to work on and make the pass. Gets right to that back bumper. goes. Gavin's going to get a little bit loose. That's going to open the door for Steven, and he is able to take that position. Let's see if he can complete the pass here. Should be able to do it. The bottom seems really good here at 3 and 4, and is able to take over that spot to move Stephen McDonald up to third place. Battle for the lead, though, heating up between these two drivers. So you look, lap times, last lap, Kieran Church just a little bit faster, but they're running near identical lap times. Bieber had really got to the back bumper of the 22. The last couple laps, though, started to fall back just a little bit. See, last lap, Brett Bieber just a smidgen faster. So kind of trading blows here for the lead. Brett be a little faster one lap. Kieran a little faster the next. As across the line for lap 30. 70 laps to go. Gonna have to make a pit stop most likely. So we'll keep an eye on that. Green flag pit stops are going to be difficult as we'll go on board with our leader. Well, let's go on board with Brett Bieber. We can see them both. We'll watch as it go down the backstretch here and go into 3 and 4. And you'll see the entry to pit road and how difficult it's going to be to get on pit road. Look at that. I mean, you've got to be committed before you even see pit road. See as it goes down in the middle of the corner right here where you got to be slowed up to get in pit road. Looks like Kieran was about to head down there. Not on purpose, but interesting line is I'll try to talk as Kieran gets really loose off of turn 2. I think Brett Bieber's starting to smell blood a little bit. As Kieran's starting to have a little bit of weakness as you see that back end. But let's go around the track one time. You go down in the corner. You don't really have an apron to point at, but you'll see the car wants to push up, and you see right there as that white line kind of sticks out, you want to be cutting the car back down to get the run down the back straightaway. Right here, you want to be as smooth as you can, almost Martinsville-like around the bottom, and get a straight run. But yeah, right here, just drive deep in the corner, push it up a little bit, and then drive down right there. Brett Bieber doing a great job. While that line can be beat with a little bit more throttle, as far as tire saving, it's pretty dang good. You see how he's coming off low. I mean, he's doing everything right. Go check in on this here battle for what is third? Steve McDonald, Gavin Otarski, and Daniel Cunningham. Steven got around Gavin not too long ago, but hasn't really been able to pull away. Gavin is all over him as this is now becoming a 4-car battle as Travis Bieber has worked his way back up through the field. Slowly but surely has gotten around Brandon Wallace, and now it's about to be a 4-car battle. Oh, Steve McDonald gets loose. He's going to get loose, able to save it. Done a great job, but going to lose a lot of time. That's going to give third place back to Gavin. And now he's going to lose 2 more spots, so not really sure what's going on with Steven. See if we can go back and see what maybe, oh yeah, just gets loose off of the corner. Just a little bit too much throttle, and that was all she wrote. So currently falling all the way back from 3rd to 6th. It's so tough for that to happen. Is you have to be careful that you don't. You do that once. Your right rear is pretty much tore up for a while, maybe the rest of the run. But you have to be calm. You can't try to make up for it by pushing the throttle even more. It's just sort of a compound issue. So he'll have to take care of that thing for another 10, 15 laps and then try to get back to it. Chris Reese, after spinning out a couple times, has made his way past Brandon Wallace into 7th place. So Reese started off a little sketchy, doing some lawn mowing, but currently working his way through the field. But Gavin, on this long run, Gavin Otarski coming alive as he is lapping in the 7s with the leaders. We'll look at the last lap times here. Da-da-da. You can see the lap times up on the left side of the screen. That time by, they were running in the 8s. But you see Gavin Otarski a little bit faster than 2nd place. So as he gets a little bit sideways off the corner, that 36 machine looking fast though. I think I'd be looking out for him to get a win. Travis Bieber has now moved his way back up in the 4th position. I've got my eyes on a couple people. Kieran Church looks to be, he's got the track position and he's got what he needs. But there's a couple drivers that I think, especially with the caution, maybe a pit stop, and get them racked back up. I think Travis Bieber, Gavin Otarski have shown that they can compete with the top 2. As Kieran Church still out to about a 2nd lead over Brett Bieber. Oh, and the caution does come out. Looks like Lucas Leon. I know it's not Leon. I know it's Lions, but gosh, it just looks like Leon's to me. But let's go back and see what happened to Lucas. If we can't. Check our Kinder Farm and Ranch wreckage rewind. You see just completely sideways on the entry to that corner. Yeah, just entered in just maybe a little bit too high, get on the brakes, and, he's drifting that whole turn right here and then just overcorrects into the wall. So everybody comes down pit road. This will probably, it's most definitely the final pit stop as the race off pit road. Kieran Church does maintain the lead. Travis Bieber actually gets 3rd place here. That's a big improvement for him. He doesn't have to make that pass on the track. Anytime you can pass somebody on pits, man, that's just a position, less tire that you got to use, less effort. So, but Kieran Church still with the lead, looking that drive for 5 that he is trying to do. He won 4 in a row after Brandon Wallace, I believe. Well, I don't remember who won that first race. Yeah, Brandon Wallace did win at Daytona. And then Kieran Church racked off 4 wins in a row at Rockingham, Kentucky, Legacy, Kentucky. Watkins Glen, and then at Talladega. That's an impressive range of tracks. You got a short track, you got a 1.5-mile racetrack, a road course, and a super speedway. He knocked it out of the park as far as being able to win at a different variety of tracks. So not able to get the 5th win in a row, but looking to get the 5th win on the season here. Got about 50 laps to do it. But competition is starting to get a little bit stiffer as folks are starting to figure this out. I think Travis Bieber, if he doesn't make that mistake, and if he can able to keep these, we got brand new tires, so we got to watch out for that. But I think he is a threat to win this thing along with Gavin and Brett, who have seemed to have that speed as well. But green flag is back out. Kieran going to get a great jump, but Brett going to try to drive down into the corner on the outside, try to hang on his quarter, and Kieran has to give it to him. He's got to give him that outside. Man, look at Brett. See if he can make it work here. That's been the hardest spot for that top line, but man, he is there. Wow, really impressive. I think he's going to get him here. That top line has really worked good in 1 and 2. You've not been able to do it in 3 and 4. But, man, Brett Bieber, look how strong. What a great move. But now, Kiernan's going to drive in. And, he gets into the side of him. No caution is out, but Kiernan overdrives the corner trying to maybe do a slide job and takes him and Brett Bieber out of this one. No caution. We stay green. But, my goodness, you could see how important it was for him to try to maintain that lead. And unfortunately, and Travis Bieber has gone around too. I missed that completely. Gavin Otarski gets around him as all that was going on, and then Travis Bieber here gets loose in the same thing as last time, and so he goes around, but no caution, and that gives the lead over to Gavin Otarski, who is, man, I'll tell you what, has really, really, up until this point, everybody was doing okay, but Gavin so far, one of the drivers who hasn't made a huge mistake. So right now, a lot of fast drivers, but a lot of mistakes out of those guys, and that's really hurt them. I mean, Travis worked his way all the way to the front, and those cold tires got him. It's just so hard when you see that happening to the front, the leaders up front, and you go, this is my time, and you just push the gas a little bit too hard. Just got to be patient. Still a long way to go. So I hate to see it for him, but Gavin Otarski doesn't hate to see it as he's out front rolling. Now, does any one of these three drivers have anything? You got Brandon Wallace back here following behind Daniel Cunningham. Trying to run these guys down. He's got that 29 Harvick scheme. I don't know exactly what it is. Looks like it's definitely a Harvick Reese's scheme, but it's got Pet Hospital on it. I don't know. But as we look at the biggest movers of the race, Gavin Otarski, obviously the biggest mover at the moment, 7 spots. But Brandon Wallace, your second biggest mover, moved up 2 spots from where he started. Currently trying to get into the podium position. He is right behind Daniel Cunningham and looking fast, man. He is throwing down some pretty good lap times, a little bit faster than Daniel that last lap. So maybe a little bit of time needed in the driver's seat, a little bit of time in the race to get used to the car. But he's looking really good. Check in back on with Brett Bieber, who was running second there. Kieran Church, him and Kieran in 5th and 6th. Cars seem to be still okay. They're still running really fast lap times, so I think those two being really, really kind of separated themselves as the 2 fastest cars on the track. I think they're going to make this interesting as they run back through the field. You can see the damage to that car, but luckily at a short track, not as long as the wheels are going straight, steering wheel tape is in the right spot, a little bit of body damage, aero not being a big thing. I mean, top speed down the back straightaway is about 117 miles an hour. So, downforce not a huge deal. But see, Brett has already gotten to the back bumper of Brandon Wallace, so he is running them down really quickly. So look. At this point, I'm just playing around, but I like to try out some stuff and see if we can maybe do this right here. And look at these 2 drivers. There's your gap here between the leader and Brett Bieber. See, last lap, Gavin's still a good bit faster out front. He's sort of been the class of the field, but we'll watch this gap and see if it gets any smaller. Brett Bieber now to the back bumper. Brandon Wallace looking to take over the 4th position. I imagine Brandon going to have to fight real hard here as he kind of moves up, gives him the space, and so that should be pretty easy pickings for the 808. Brandon does a good job on the outside of turns 2. As he comes off of turn 4, definitely can see how you have to check up just a little bit up on the top line. But here, 1 and 2, seems like the top side can be really strong with somebody down on the bottom. They're just not able to use up the track. And that's going to draw Kieran Church in. It looks like Brett is going to be able to clear him. And here comes Kieran down to the inside of Brandon Wallace. Brett Bieber, Kieran Church, a little over 4.5 seconds behind the leader, so they got a lot of work to do. Probably going to need a little bit of help. Don't think they can make up enough time. Gavin is doing a great job managing his gaps. I mean, he is still running in the 7s, so it's going to take somebody, one of these drivers, to be running significantly faster than that to catch him, as there's only 25 laps to go, so it's just not a whole lot of time. If you're Brett Bieber, Kieran Church, is just trying to get to the finish and gain as many spots as you can, but they still have a long way to go, even to catch Daniel Cunningham, who is about a second and a half in front of him. Speaking of Daniel, been trying to work on Steve McDonald, who these two drivers taking advantage of the issues some drivers have had, and currently in the podium position. Now, the top 3 separated by 1.7 seconds. So Gavin out front, but not pulling away. You can see him out there. We'll go on board with Steve McDonald, and we'll see. You can see Gavin right out there. I mean, Gavin's one slip up away from Steve McDonald taking the lead over. So if you're Steven, you've got to just make sure that you are not pushing your car too hard. He's not pulling away, so there's no reason to get excited and push too hard. You've got 20 laps to make it happen. So just keep running the same. You see Gavin getting loose there on the front straightaway. So if you're Steven, what you can't do right here is get excited. Oh boy, he slipped up. I got to get him right now. And try to get on that throttle a little bit too much. Just run the same line he's been running. Steven's been having a great night. Just keep that going. You see Gavin starting to really suffer on that right rear. You get it loose one time, and you're in trouble. So I think the lead, there's about to be a battle for the lead for too long. Gavin can still recover. He's definitely been one of the faster cars here in the second half of the race, but he can recover. Just chill out. Try to keep the rear tires under you. Don't push the throttle too much. Keep the tires from spinning off the corner. It should be okay, but man, I can tell you, Steve McDonald just a little bit faster. Look, last lap, Gavin Otarski about a tenth faster that lap. Before that, Steve McDonald was about half a tenth faster. Gavin coming up to some lap traffic. How will that affect him? Sometimes they're more than willing to get up and get out of the way of the leader. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they want to stay on the lead lap in case there's a caution. So it's really up to them. And it's really up to Gavin to make the pass, make it safely. But 14 laps to go, coming to 13. So time is running out. Gavin has stretched the lead back out to a little over second. See, last lap, Steve McDonald just about the same. That time by about a tenth and a half faster. So don't know if Gavin is feeling the pressure or what. But lost a ton of time there to second place, Steve McDonald. As we watch, this gap is now down to half a second. Oh, as Gavin actually gets a little wild into the entry of the corner, it's going to be super slow. So now Steven is within 4/10 of the leader, Gavin's. Gavin's going to try to get going. Lucas going to get out of the way. As we got 12 laps to go, Steve McDonald just a little bit faster there again. So if he can keep that up, he's going to be there. Now, what is he willing to do? It's going to be so difficult to pass. We've already seen guys doing whatever they can to hang on to the lead. What is Steven willing to do? Not a dirty racer at all, but, man, when that wind is staring at you in the face, it's really hard not to put the bumper to a fella and get that win. They are so hard to come by in this league that when you can get them, you got to get them. You see Steve McDonald pushing up off the corner, getting on the throttle just a little bit too soon. Needs to let it roll. You see Gavin, man, he is drifting the corner. But Steven really struggling on the middle exit. Those tires starting to go away, but you see Gavin really leaning on that right rear versus Steven. Steven a little bit more controlled. So we'll try to get the right folks on the screen here so you can keep tabs on the end. 8 laps to go. Steven is there. Can he get close enough? 7 laps to go, actually. And Steven getting so close. Just not able to get any closer than where he is now. You see Gavin really pushing the limits of those tires, and it's working out for him. Steven drives really deep into the corner that time. I think that's going to hurt him on exit. He's not able to get the car turned back down and going to lose a good amount of time as he sort of throws sort of a Hail Mary there. He does have Daniel Cunningham right behind him. So obviously doing a little mirror driving as well as trying to run down Gavin. Oh, Steven going to get loose off the corner. Will that open the door for Daniel Cunningham to make a move here at the end of this race? I think at this point, unless Gavin has some sort of issue sliding, getting loose off the corner, I think now it's Steve McDonald in defensive mode against Daniel Cunningham. It's closed up to the back of that 68 machine here at the end of the race with just a few laps to go. Steven no longer can push it as hard as he wants to, trying to make sure he can defend that position. So far, it just seems like on old tires, just very, very difficult to make any progress on somebody. McDonald gets really tight off the exit of that corner. Still maintaining that gap, but here comes Daniel Cunningham with a run. Going to go to the outside. Let's see if he can do anything with it. We've seen some guys make that work. He's going to try to cut the corner off the exit. He's got to run. Is he going to be able to get there? 2 laps to go. Can Steve McDonald hold on to second place? Can Gavin Otarski hold on and get this win? White flag is out for Gavin Otarski. He's just got to make 4 more corners, no mistakes, and he has got this thing. Goes down into turn 3 and 4. No issues for the 36. He's going to come off the corner. He's going to win 2 in a row here at North Wilkesboro. Gavin Otarski takes the win and puts that Chevrolet in victory lane with Steve McDonald in second and Daniel Cunningham in third. Well, a really good race there at the end. Just nobody could get close enough. Everybody doing a great job of managing gaps. Gavin did a fantastic job and was able to really take control of that last little bit of the race. And he's going to be doing donuts on the front stretch, celebrating the win at North Wilkesboro. And he's going to be the pain of the night. Dadgummit. Hate to say it, but, the Earnhardt car wins the race, outdrives everybody else, sliding through the corner, got the Dale scheme. So Gavin going to win $10 tonight for the best throwback scheme of the night. Very few throwback schemes to choose from anyway, so while they were all good, it's hard not to give it to the winner. Gavin Otarski wins that. As far as hard luck, man, I got to give it to, Brett Bieber is probably going to be my hard luck award winner. If I can get him on the screen. Oh, there it is. Well, that is going to be your No Neck Fast Repair hard luck award winner is Brett Bieber, who, going out, made a pass to the lead, was trying to complete the pass, and Kieran Church is getting a little bit hot into the corner and takes both of them out. And Brett Bieber going to end up finishing in ninth, but still a good showing from him. He's got a win on the season, so he's going to be all right, but definitely disappointing. So he's going to be the hard luck award winner. But let's go ahead and get the post-race show going. And let's talk to some people. Let's talk to Gavin and see what he thought about this race. Gavin Otarski, this is Eddie in the booth. You got me? Gavin, this is Eddie in the booth. You got me?
Got you, man.
Man, congratulations. 2 wins in a row, one on a dirt track and here at North Wilkesboro. Man, you won it Eldora one week and North Wilkesboro the next. That is a pretty dang good couple weeks. Congratulations. Talk about that race, kind of running inside the top 3 for the majority of the race. The 2 leaders get together and you take control. And there at the end, having to fend off a hard-charging Steve McDonald, able to get it done. Talk about your race.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I honestly was coming in tonight, didn't think I'd have anything for Church, man, because he was looking mighty fine right there at the beginning. I knew I had a piece that could be right there with him. I was really fast in the race, felt really comfortable about my piece, and it was very unfortunate to see what happened with him and Brett there, right there halfway through the race.
Well, taking advantage of it, though, talk about that last little bit where Steve McDonald sort of running you down. Saw 2 different lines from both of you. You were being very aggressive on entry in the middle, really almost sliding the car through the middle, but able to keep the tires up under you, where Steven was driving sort of a more conservative line. If he got to you, what was your plan? What was your plan to try to hold him off if he was able to get to you and try to make a pass?
Man, I just kept preaching to myself right there not to make any mistakes. That was my mindset those last 50 laps there. I couldn't afford a bobble. And, I saw him getting a little bigger in my mirror, and I did bobble a few times. I'm like, there was a few moments in the race where I was like, man, this is it right here. I'm screwing it up because I kept seeing him getting closer and closer to me. And, man, I tell you, I don't think I've ever sweated so much in my life right there those last 50 laps. It was definitely a blast. These are my kind of races where the tires, fall off and the car starts to become a handful, but I love driving them. It was definitely a fun one.
Yeah, well, I definitely enjoyed watching you guys fight it out there at the end. So congratulations, second win in a row. That's really, really impressive. And as always, man, who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
Yeah, man, I always got to thank 3 Chief for having my back, man. I'm at to pop one tonight, man. That was my body's starting to ache. So 3Chi is going to help me out there, and BetMGM, Bass Pro Shops. Wouldn't be able to hop in this car without Rowdy Energy. So yeah, it's been a blast.
All right. Well, congratulations again. That is your winner, Gavin Otarski, who wins second race in a row. Come on, that's what I'm talking about. Let's bring in Steve McDonald and let's talk to him. Steven, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Eddie.
Well, man, really good race from you. Looked strong early, started right up front. Kind of fell back just a little bit into the to the top five, and then just kind of hung out there for most of the race. And there at the end, the two leaders get together, and it kind of gave you a new life as far as maybe getting a win. You got close as about 4/10, but just couldn't get any closer. What else did you need maybe to get to Gavin and maybe try to get around him for a win?
I don't know. Like you said, I just couldn't get there, Eddie. I kept trying, and he kept overdriving, and I can't believe he held on to it because I could tell that he had done burnt his stuff up. But I didn't have nothing else. I couldn't get there.
Well, as the lap started to wind down and, just not able to get to Gavin, Daniel Cunningham was getting really big in your mirror. At any point did you start, trying to just let Gavin go and say, well, I'm not going to be able to get to him, got to defend this second position?
Yeah, about the last 4 or 5 laps, I said, well, I ain't going to get him, so I might as well just hold this one. So.
Well, you did good, though. I mean, very, very impressive drive by you. We talked about in the early part of the broadcast is that you've improved quite a bit in the last, 3-4 months. You just kind of shot up in skill. Sometimes you get up to a certain point, you kind of plateau off in a little while, and then you kind of break through the ceiling as you move up through the ranks and get better and better. And you have really, really shot through the ceiling here in the last 3-4 months. And every series that you're running, you're just better and better. So what's the secret? What's the secret sauce? Are you drinking a different type of Gatorade, or what is it?
Nah, I finally figured out the speed, but then I can't figure out how to save my tires. I always burn them up too soon. And I keep working on that, and it don't seem to matter what I do. It don't seem to get no better. But
Well,
I'm still working on it.
that's right. Well, hey, I tell you what, that's what comes next. You got to find the speed first, and once you find the speed, you find the long run speed. So just keep at it. Not that I'm preaching to you here, but just to give you some
No, I,
words of
I won't all yet.
words of encouragement. That's the next step. You'll get there as long as you keep putting in the work, keep listening to your teammates. I know over at Bandits you got some pretty solid dudes. So you keep doing what you're doing. I think you're going to impress a lot of people and start racking up the wins really, really quickly. So congratulations on second place, Steven. As always, who you got to thank? Any sponsors?
Oh yeah, I want to thank my teammates for helping me so much. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't even be up here. I've learned so much from Cofield and Caustic. So, and Jeff by Junior Art, Kinder Farm and Ranch, Flexible Freight Solutions, Dark Horse Motorsports, No Next Fast Repair, and Chuck Pegleg Phelps. And of course, you for doing the broadcast, man. You do an awesome job.
Well, appreciate that. Congratulations again, Steven. Stephen McDonald, the second place finisher. Let's bring in Daniel Cunningham and talk to him in that 29 Reese's throwback car. Daniel, this setting in the booth, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, we talked about you at the beginning of the race, man, trying to see, ready for you to step up, man, and take control of this race. And you got two leaders that were really, really fast, took themselves out of it, and kind of opened the door for you. And you're close. You're right behind Steven there at the end, and within a football throw of Gavin. What else did you need there to maybe try to get up there and battle for the win?
iRacing did not screw me over. Stupid auto fuel feature that they added. I had enough fuel to go to the end after that second caution that we had. I came in and took fuel only. And even though I unchecked the auto fuel option, it decided not to put any fuel in the car on that last caution. So it just got stupid dump truck tight near the end. I'm sure you probably saw it. I was really having to arc it in and try to do a exaggerated diamond just to get the car to turn, and then just being loose under braking too because of not having the fuel in the back of it. So that really kind of screwed me up on the long run, because I felt like long run I probably could have got to Gavin and gave a little bit better fight to McDonald. But all in all, it seems like something always bites me at North Wilkesboro. So I'll take third place at what's probably my worst oval track on iRacing and be happy with that.
Well, I mean, there at the end, you're still one of the fastest cars on the track. So even with that issue, you still maybe about 20 more laps. I think we'd be talking to you in victory lane. But third place finish still really, really good. And just as always, who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
Yeah, appreciate you putting on the broadcast. Appreciate everybody showing up. And I actually have one last question to ask you too before we check out tonight. Did you know that Kevin Harvick was running the 29 car at in the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro?
I did not know that. Is he really running the 29 the car again at North Wilkesboro for the All-Star race?
He is running the 29 at North Wilkesboro, and they
Breaking
are having
news.
it at North Wilkesboro.
Wait,
too,
hold on a
so.
second. Let's get it on the broadcast. Hold on. Don't leave me just yet. Breaking news. Harvick 29 at Wilkesboro. And we'll show that on the screen. Look at that. Breaking news. Harvick in the 29 at North Wilkesboro. Breaking news from your reporter, Bob Daniel Cunningham Pockris.
maybe I finally got a new nickname after that one, but yeah, that's why I had to break out the old Reese's type car and run the 29 tonight. You know, one of the perks of running the league is I get to change my number whenever I feel like it.
There you go. Well, third place. Congratulations, Daniel.
Hey, thanks, Eddie.
Well, all right. Well, good race. Man, had a whole lot of fun calling that one. Let's go ahead and look at the results of the race. Gavin Otarski, Steve McDonald, Daniel Cunningham, of course, top three. Christopher Reese able to recover and get to a fourth place. Man was spun out going through the grass and still came home in fourth. Brandon Wallace in fifth. Kieran Church recovers to sixth. Travis Bieber in seventh. Matt Knight's in eighth. Brett Bieber ninth. And Lucas Lyons in 10th place. Well, all right, guys. Well, there ain't nothing else I got to say. Pretty fantastic race. Tough night for a couple drivers, but you know, that happens with these type of deals. So I want to thank all our sponsors. We got to give out the Hard Charger Award. I almost forgot about that. Well, that was congratulations to Gavin Otarski, who's going to win that one. So congratulations. He won the best paint of the night, the Hard Charger, and the dang race win. So congratulations to him. All right, guys. Well, we got Talladega in the ARCA series coming up next. Boy, oh boy, is that going to be exciting. So come on back, watch that. If you're not a part of it, if you're a part of it, get out there on the track. Anyway, we'll see y'all in a little bit.